afternoon. Welcome to Get Hired, Stay Hired. This is a show for executive job seekers who want to have the edge in their job search and beyond. We focus on the mindset and marketing brilliance that you need to stand out from the crowd, get seen, get found, get hired quicker than you would do without that. My name is Sarah Farmer. I'm an executive coach and I specialise in helping people develop the right level of confidence and skills to help them do what I describe as lead brightly, irrespective of whether they are looking for a job, in a job, you name it, I'm there. If you have a brain and you're a senior leader, I'm all over it. And I'm joined by the lovely Vanessa Ashworth, who will introduce herself and then we'll say hello to you.
Hello, hi. Yes, so I'm Vanessa Ashworth. I am a marketer, CMO, currently looking for my next role as well. So this is especially pertinent to me. How can I get hired? And then when that role comes along, which it will do very soon, I'm very, very sure, how then can I maintain that role? So I'm here, I'm a marketer, I'm here to help you be visible, be credible and be memorable so that your perfect role finds you, but also so that you're marketing yourself correctly for the role that you want, in the sector that you want and with the kind of company that you want to work for. So that's what it's all about. So yeah, as Sarah said, we're here to help you get hired and stay hired. So say hello in the comments. Tell us who you are. Oh, there's the dog saying hello.
Every time. That's Lola. She says hello. She's looking for a bone. That's it.
Right, there you go. Excellent. Good for Lola, making herself very memorable.
Yeah. So say hi in the comments. Let us know whether you are searching, whether you're in a role and thinking about promotions. Maybe you've got questions about how to be even more valuable in your current role. We deal with on both sides, so not just helping you get the job, but helping you keep that job as well. And what questions have you got? What's getting in your way? How is December looking for you? So is it a time now just to put your feet up, chill out, enjoy Christmas, or is December the right time? Nice tree, well done. Is December the right time to be actually standing out from the crowd? What can we do during this festive period? And are people even going to be looking and watching? We're going to start with you, Vanessa, but we'd also love to know, both of us, what have you been up to? What have you tried? What's working? What successes have you had? What blocks have you had? I have written some questions in the chat. And I do just want to say hello to our good friend, Melinda. Hello, lovely. Lovely to see you both. I'm Melinda joining from a blustery, rainy London. Yeah, it is grim as it is.
It's grim up north as well today. It really is.
So grim. And Malcolm short to the point. Hi. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. So if you are out there, Melinda, Malcolm, what's going on? What have you been up to last week? Any joys? Vanessa, what about you?
So yeah, I'm in the process for 2 opportunities. There might be another one, but it's gone a bit quiet, so I'm not sure. But you never know. At this level, you're talking to the C-suite, aren't you? And it's whether who you're in contact with them and whether they're available, and so it can go quiet and you think you've been ghosted, and then the next thing you know, the phone rings again and you're back into it. But I'm definitely involved in 2 processes at the minute.
Good.
We've had screening calls, we've had kind of first interviews, and now I'm waiting to get that. Am I into the next stage or not? So yeah, it's all good.
Exciting.
It is very exciting, and 2 really nice roles as well.
Brilliant. Can I just say hello to my lovely friend Thomas Woodens, who said here she is. So there he is. So hello Thomas, nice of you to join us. Thomas actually on the recruitment side, so if you can hang around, Thomas, and answer questions just about recruitment side of things we come up, that would be great. Malcolm says I've had better communication. I have had better communication with recruiters. Oh, good. And this is a positive thing. Yes, you have. So last week, then you've had better communication. What's it led to? Tell us how, why, what do you think? And what do you think's led to that? Because one of the questions that I've got, I do just want to say hello to Jacqueline as well. Thank you for joining us from Kenya. We've gone global, baby. Let us know what you do, Jacqueline. Are you looking for a role? Let us know what's going on in your world, and thank you for joining us. One of the questions I had was, why do recruiters lie?
Oh,
so, get straight in there. And I'm not saying all recruiters lie, but I'm working with someone at the moment who very senior down to the last one, apparently,
Okay.
are only seeing you, to be told by the person that he'll be reporting into that actually, no, there's another person and we can't tell you for another week. Now, the recruiter already knew that before this person went for interview. So what happened was the person goes in for an interview with the mindset of, all right, I may not get it still, because that can still happen, but I am the one at the moment. And as soon as you hear that you're not, mindset changes. Oh, that's thrown me. Now that has an impact on how you then perform in that interview, without a doubt. It shouldn't do for long, because you should be able to rein in. But the problem I've got is that why did the recruiter hold that information? He did go back and ask him. The recruiter did know, but decided that it didn't make any difference. And why should he have told the client? Which I just think is a load of, I won't swear too early, but a load of baloney.
So I guess, I mean, the first thing obviously is we're all people. If that person lies normally, then they're also probably going to lie.
And maybe it wasn't even a lie. This is I'm calling it a lie. Actually, that's my perception of it. What if actually the recruiter is just thinking from a recruiter's angle, thinking, well, it makes no difference to me because he's got sole. What's the word? He's the only one putting candidates in. So he doesn't actually care either way, does he? As long as one of them gets it. So why would he then suddenly ring up the client and go, oh, by the way, just so you know, one, out of courtesy, two, out of honesty, but three, maybe they just didn't even think that the person would care. But of course they're going to care.
Yeah, no, and this is it. So why would they lie? Why would they say something in the first? It doesn't make. I mean,
that is the lie, isn't it? Saying something in the first place is the lie, that you're the only one when you're not and they must know that, because they've got, I still can't think of what the word is. Thomas, if you're there, tell me. When they are the only recruiter maybe they're not. Maybe they're not the only recruiter that's recruiting for that role. They've got sole something. Oh, my brain.
So exclusivity.
Thank you. Exclusivity. Okay. That's the badger.
Yeah. So yeah, who knows? There's no answer to that one. I think we have to assume that everyone is nice and good, and not everyone is, but most people are. And I don't know about lying, but as I was saying, sometimes it can go slower than you want it to, or sometimes recruiters are holding back information because they're not at liberty to give you the full information. Maybe it's a talent manager, it's not C-suite, and the C-suite have said don't say this, don't talk about that. You don't know what they've been asked to share and how much power they've got in how much freedom they've got to share.
I do think, though, there's things like that. Telling someone that they're the only one is wrong, because they're not. And if that did change after you've said that, have the decency to say that's changed, just so you know, but don't worry, you're still the preferred candidate, whatever it is you want to say. Yeah. But I think this is just my point in raising this, is that it doesn't help anybody by hiding things.
No.
And if you're not thinking about your client going into interviews, then you're doing them a disservice, and you're potentially going to lose that credibility yourself, because that person won't necessarily show up and shine the way they're supposed to.
So obviously I'm in a few kind of WhatsApp groups with senior marketers, and there's quite a few people in a similar situation as me at the minute, and we share in there the terrible processes that some of us are involved in, and they've gone to 6 stages and then been ghosted. Having put in hours and presentations and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
And all we ask is a bit of transparency and honesty of where we are in the process and what's coming next.
Yeah, it's not that hard, especially when you're at this level and you've gone through all of that. And it literally is hours and hours of prep, and conversations have been had already.
Yeah. And recruiters need to know that they are representing their brands. And it's not just their individuality, that they are the brand that they're representing. And of course, we are seniors, and it's highly likely that when we go into our next role, we will then review our teams and we will make changes to the teams, or we will grow our teams.
Mm.
So really, recruiters need to be our best friends and completely honest with us, that then when we're looking for a partner to work with,
You'll go back.
and recruit our teams, we'll go with the people we've had a really good experience with. And if we had a really bad experience with them, maybe we'll look elsewhere.
Oh yeah, you'll avoid them like the plague. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm sure there's plenty of excellent recruiters, and this may have been just an error of judgment and everything. But the point is, what I was going to also say was, I know you just said trust everyone, assume good. My answer was trust no one. Trust, it's about being realistically resilient, I think.
Yeah.
Because if you believe everything that everybody says, and you get let down once, twice, 3 times, your resilience starts to drop. So my theory is, when you're job seeking, is be optimistically realistic.
Yeah, and be wary. I mean, I told you that last week when I put the green banner on and did that post. I got lots of connection requests and people getting in contact with me about a really great role. Delete, block, report, delete, block, report, because a lot of them were just spam and bots and strange people.
So I would, be careful who you believe, what you believe. And if someone says you're the only one and the last one, that's nice, but maybe don't believe it wholly. So Malcolm, still waiting for something positive from the Essex Police and the CPS. I hope that's not personally, that's to do with a job. I'm working on Wednesday and Thursday in my exam invigilator role. Do you know, I'm glad you said that, because that's the other thing I've been talking about this week with people is doing something. Because just job seeking is absolutely soul destroying. Doing something like, you go off and do your work at Rivington, do something that lights you up, or if it's about money, that brings you in a bit of money, just to take the stress off a bit. Because something happens when your brain isn't wholly focused on the one thing that you're desperate to have now. And something happens when you're solely focused and desperate to have that one thing. You can't function as effectively. So, are you looking at doing some different things as well to keep you busy? Do you want to share?
So Melinda says she's looking for a role leading IT and AI strategy and business strategy evolution. She's got over 20 years of experience in legal tech professional services, and she's just joining the Open to Work Legion after a planned work sabbatical. Oh, well, welcome to the club. You're in very good company, Melinda. I wish you weren't here. I wish you were gainfully employed and very happy, but delighted to welcome you to this happy band.
This merry band. I have spoken to Melinda actually, and she is very happy.
Good.
And she's awesome. Wherever she goes, she's going to add absolutely huge value. So snap up that young lady before you miss her. I think recruiters have noticed that recent negative media, and they're trying harder. Some they still need chasing. Yeah, probably. There's still more to be done. Recruiters have nearly always had confidential agreements with hiring managers. Yes, they will do, but that doesn't mean that they can tell mistruths. Or if they've told them something, they might have to backtrack on that. Jacqueline, hi. So currently looking for a role as an executive virtual assistant. And what I'm doing currently is positioning myself out there, staying positive over here. Well done, you. I mean, there's such great work for exec. Was that?
A virtual assistant.
Virtual, yeah. There's so much work for virtual assistants. I mean, everybody seems to be working virtually now. So, yeah, good luck. Over to you.
And Sinead says she feels like a lot of blame is handed to recruiters. There are lots of moving parts in any hiring decision and process, and the recruiter is stuck in the middle. Even if you are the only one, you might not be the right one. Yeah, of course. And as I said, Sinead, I absolutely agree, especially at this exec level. You're trying to coordinate with the C-suite, who are very hard to pin down and get a time out of, and then also kind of whoever you're trying to get in. It is a juggling nightmare, especially at this time of year as well, I'm sure. So, we understand. We
do. And although my question was quite hard hitting, I also say very clearly that, my perception of it was that it's a lie, but what if it wasn't? What if it was something else? But it was more about the impact of it. But I completely completely agree with Sinead as well. Malcolm listeners, I'm applying to be a trainee detective.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How exciting. So trained to be a detective with Essex Police and caseworker with the CPS. That's I'm still waiting on my CPS application for July. Yeah. Gosh, that's amazing. How
Yeah.
very exciting. I'll keep us posted on that. Right. So people out there, what questions do you have? What blocks have you got? Never miss a comment. Yeah, that was me. We got asked this question when the ad went out for the show yesterday, which is whilst building confidence is key, because we talk about confidence and marketing. So having the right mindset and the right skills and positioning yourself properly for ultimate success. Shouldn't the focus be on developing a robust skill set that earns credibility rather than solely marketing existing ones? I find tangible expertise often trumps perceived visibility in the long run. What's your take? My take is this: the answer is yes or no, and I wrote that in the answer to the comment. The answer is yes or no. I would, if you feel that there's something you're missing, and you want to be going for a role that needs it, then absolutely. But when you're looking for a job at C-suite level or D-suite level, and you know what you're going for, ideally you have those skills already to be able to do it. And it's about, and the visibility queen will come in here, I'm sure. It's about being visible about what you've achieved, not just talking about your skills, but the results. So what's your thoughts on that? And anyone else out there as well, what do you think in answer to this question?
Yeah, so kind of what you said, really. I mean, of course, it's always really important to have that growth mindset. Because whatever role you go to, you will grow, you will learn, whether it's a new sector or a new company, and there are always going to be new things and new problems and new challenges. And so developing yourself is essential, of course. But when you're looking for a role, hopefully you've done the work to identify what role you absolutely really want, the kind of what lights you up and where you can earn money, and what you love most, so that you're kind of aiming for those roles. And you're showing and being visible, as Sarah said, with the proof that you've done it before, you can do it again, here are the results I've delivered, this is what I'm looking for. So absolutely market and prove the credibility of what you delivered before, and what you love doing and what you're very good at, and share your expertise on LinkedIn to become more visible. And yeah, if there is anything missing in your skill set that you think is essential for the role that you want, then get out there and learn it.
Yeah. I don't think there's no right or wrong, but when you're looking for a job and you're going for a job, you need to have the existing skill set that they're asking for, or the majority of it, don't you? And ones that are looking for unicorns, and that's a whole different matter. Anyway, right, let's get rid of that comment. So, what are your thoughts on that? What are people? I mean, personally, if I had time, I would always be learning something. But then it's about having the money to do it as well. But there's so many online courses that you can do now that don't cost very much at all.
There are, but also it's looking for a job can be a full-time.
Oh, it is.
And I know you have to kind of stop and go out for the dog walk and not continue doing this. But finding the money and finding the time to do courses as well. And courses can be ridiculously expensive. We're talking thousands of pounds. Yeah. But then you can quite easily throw away hundreds of pounds and not really learn anything. So it's not easy.
You've got to be careful, haven't you? Because it's too cheap. Are you going to, I guess if you know there's a specific thing that you want to learn, it's one thing, and it's really good. I mean, listen, I've been stung so many times on being caught out with, you must know this, you must learn that, and I'm like, spend more money, and then you come away thinking, well, that was absolutely rubbish, and that's stuff that was really expensive. And I've also spent a lot of money on things that have been really, really good. You've got to be very, very careful, especially obviously if you're job seeking and money isn't finite, and let's say you haven't won the lottery. And you're not sitting on millions and millions, you have got to be a little bit careful.
Yeah. And a good way of learning, of course, is kind of like, I'm an Audible book fan and podcasts and things like that to keep my mind and make me think about, to develop my skills and develop my awareness in different things. yeah, and just getting into conversations on LinkedIn with peers to delve deeper into kind of marketing problems. That's where I kind of keep
Yeah.
the brain alive.
Absolutely, it gives you stuff to talk about as well, and different things to discuss when you're in interviews if you find an interesting idea.
Yeah.
So, if you are out there at the moment looking for a role, what is it that you are not doing yet that could help you? Do you feel that you're doing everything that you can? Are you seeing other people do things that you would like to do but don't feel comfortable doing yet? I know plenty of people that still aren't posting on LinkedIn. I'm not saying it's be all and end all, it absolutely isn't, but it's just one strand, isn't it, that you can
Mhm.
lay down that people might find, pull on, and you be found. So, what do you think, Vanessa? I mean, you're talking in groups as well. What do you think most people find most uncomfortable at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's not easy at all, but it's too easy to sit back and scour the job boards and apply for roles that come up. It is not easy being more proactive, is it? So reactive, apply for roles. Proactive is posted on LinkedIn, knocking on the doors of your network, saying, "Remember me? What have you got? Who do you know? Can you introduce me?" Doing research into the companies you'd like to work for, posting on LinkedIn, making yourself visible. They're the more active ways to find a role. But I would say it's the 1st of December. People are quietening down. People are kind of thinking, oh God, that's it for this year. I'm taking a back seat. And this is where you can become more visible. So I wouldn't take your foot fully off the pedal now. Because the other thing is, I think December, we've had the budget last week. So we know now what's happening. The companies don't have to sit back and wait now.
But they do have to settle a bit, don't they? They've got a little bit of a lag now to calm down and implement stuff that they might need to implement. But the worry, well, I say the worry, the unknown has gone.
Yeah, the unknown has gone. So now they can decide, okay, but they were waiting to get this information. Now they've got that information. What are they going to do with it? If they want the successful 2026 that they're all looking for and they're all looking for growth, etc., the best time to work is now. Get it all completely nailed. I mean, Greg Wyatt posted this morning, if you start now and get through the interview process, you could do it within the next 3 weeks and then get someone to start in the new year. All guns blazing. So I would say to companies, don't rest up, get yourselves in shape for 2026. And the same to job seekers, get yourself out there and keep being visible.
Absolutely. Melinda asked a really good question. For those who make regular posts on LinkedIn, have you noticed any significant benefit to posting at certain times of the day? I know for me, if I don't post in the morning, it is tumbleweed. But that's because my connections and who I interact with also post at that time in the morning. And I think you've said the same, haven't you?
Yeah. So I used to post between 6 and kind of 7:30. But I found then I was getting better traction when I post between 8 and 10. Don't know why. But then, you can post at lunchtime and still get quite, well, I wasn't say good numbers, but good numbers are different.
Well, good numbers don't exist right now. So what I would say is whenever you post, if you get a couple of hundreds of impressions, you're doing quite well.
Yeah.
And I remember you saying that you made a comment on someone else's post.
Oh, my comments do really well. Yeah.
The comments I've looked at, I made one on Stephen Bartlett's the other day, and it's over like 10,000, impressions. It's just ridiculous. So commenting on other people's is really helpful, especially if you're not that interested, not comfortable in posting yourself. At least do that. But Melinda, I would just, I'd go mornings because Vanessa and I are around in the mornings, and we'll definitely support you. And although I don't believe in pods, I do believe in helping ourselves a bit. So for those of you who don't know what pods are, this is where a group of 5 or more people get together. They know when they're all posting, and they all write random, pointless comments on each other's posts just to get the fire under the post and get it out there. It's really obvious. It's the same people time in, time out, and there's very rarely any interesting comments on there. But you know what? Sometimes you've got to play the game. And if you've got people, executives who are writing about interesting stuff, then I'm really happy to support them. Really delighted to support them. So If you want to let me know you posted and want to give it some love, you just let me know. I will do my best to get on it. Malcolm, you go. I'm saving my voice.
I know that some mention improving your skill set, but my issue is that a job might require skills where the online course costs money. Vanessa just hit the nail on the head.
Well, she does that.
I do.
Yeah, she does that. I've done that one. Sorry. Hold on. Who's that? Any advice for freelancers?
The usual, be visible, credible, memorable, and look for buying signals, Victor. Look at, I don't know what your skills are and what you offer, but maybe look on job boards for people who are looking for someone like you and get in contact and say, look, it's going to take you, a month or 3 months to find that person. Can I help you in the meantime? Yeah.
Make sure you talk about their problems that they're experiencing, how you solve them, and make sure that your mindset is right about, the confidence you've got in putting out your message as well. So all of that, it still stands, doesn't it? And I'm not sure if it is the Victor that I know, but if it is, hello. If it is the Victor I know, it's somebody who does videography, but it might be a completely different one. So if it isn't, if you land your dream job, the hiring firm used to pay for your course if external learning was required. They probably still do. Most of the learning has been online. Whilst many courses my exam role has required.
Me passing a few.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, absolutely. I mean, yeah, a good company these days will pay for your continued professional development and learning, and certainly anything that is required for the role. Yeah.
Now that's an interesting one that you find you're catching people after work. I mean, yeah, I don't. I think it just depends on when you're on it, and you think that's when everyone else is on it.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed if I go on afternoon or late or early evening, it's a whole load of posts from people in different languages. So I don't know how I'm getting that. So it's French, German, Spanish, everything, not in English. So I don't know whether I've done something in my settings, but that doesn't happen in the morning, and it doesn't mean it happens to anyone else in the afternoon. I have no idea how LinkedIn works. It's magic,
so the thing is, from what I'm reading about how LinkedIn and how the algorithm has changed, it is much more like how other algorithms for Google, etc. It's getting to know you better, and so it's getting to know you, the browser, and what you scroll over slowly, what captures your attention. And so rather than us pushing our content to people, it's more the viewer is dragging the content that they or the algorithm thinks they want to see. So you need to kind of go and have a look at your ideal clients and have a look at what they are commenting on and what they are posting about, and then you need to post something around that and comment something around that, because then you're more likely to show up in their feed. So,
maybe I'm spending too long trying to decipher what the Spanish and the French and the German posts are, and thinks, well, Sarah's multilingual all of a sudden. Yes. I mean, ChatGPT thinks I'm Welsh, so if I speak to it, it answers me in Welsh. I don't know why, can't figure that one out at all. But anyway, I'm not Welsh, I can't speak any. I think LinkedIn evening activity is people who are currently employed but looking to make a change. That might be interesting. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. But it's just one thing, isn't it, that you can do? And then there's all the other things that you can be doing as well. But I know there's a lot of things that people aren't doing yet that they could be doing more of, because it feels icky, it feels uncomfortable, it feels pushy. And I spent some time with a client last week, or was it the week before? I don't remember. Creating some outreach messages. Now, I'm not a marketer, and it's amazing. If I try to do it for myself, I'm rubbish, because I'm like, it feels horrible. So I do know how it feels. But when you're doing it for someone else, it's so much easier. So I would suggest buddying up with someone who's not in the same field as you, possibly, but or you can ask me for help, and I'll actually do my best to help you. But the outreach message on LinkedIn, outreach emails, or actual written, well, maybe not written, not typed. What am I talking? Computer-based. Oh, just sending messages out via the post. That's what I'm thinking of. to real humans, so you actually sign it with a pen or something, looking at jobs or areas where you'd like to work. There may not be a job there already, but saying, look, I'm really interested in your company. I was looking at it, I had these ideas, from your point of view, marketing. From a marketing point of view, I had an idea, I'd love to share it with you. I know you don't have a job right now, but it'd be great to connect anyway. I'm looking to expand my network. And, whilst I'm looking for my new perfect role, I'd like to add some value.
Yeah.
What if someone said yes and then went, actually, we need a new CMO or a marketing director? And I know that the chance of that landing in the right place, a lot of times is slim, but I'm just thinking of all the possible ways that you could show up more effectively than anywhere else. Because not everybody is looking on LinkedIn for their perfect person to join them either.
No.
Said to me, go and look at where your clients are and comment on them. I can count on these two hands, really, the number of my ideal clients that actually go onto LinkedIn. There's voyeurs, without a doubt, there's lots of voyeurs, but C-suite and D-suite leaders are too busy, head down, usually, in their job to be worrying about LinkedIn. And that's also a big mistake if you're listening, because when you do need a job, or if you do want to expand your network, suddenly you're new to the system and it can take time to build up. And I promise you now, if you have a job and you are in a senior level role, now is the time to be posting, because everybody will want a piece of you, just in case you can give them something, just because, you might be, probably because you're a lovely person too. Sorry, I'm not negating that at all, and you write good posts. But you're no threat to anybody. You're not selling anything.
Mm-hmm.
You're just showing up as an expert, as a director or a VP of something. And it's a great time to build your network and build connections.
Yeah, I mean, and that, so that you just reminded me. So if we think about, if you are looking for a role, or you're in a role and you thinking you might want to move or whatever, or you're in a role and you want to be more visible to your current stakeholders and C-suite, it's December, it's the end of the year, it's a really good time to think back about your proudest achievements. What are your best wins this year? What have you achieved? What progress have you made? And you can start doing posts to summarize that, tell those stories. So if you're a job seeker, you're saying what you've delivered, your best wins of the year, you're looking back at the progress, you make yourself more visible. For your current employer, if you're in a role, you're making yourself more visible to them, so you can share it on LinkedIn, but also tag them and tag your team and be grateful. That's another one. So you can do a wins post, you can do a gratitude post, you can celebrate your current teams, you can celebrate the people who've helped you. All kind of shows that you're a great, good, all-round person. So it should be easy to create posts in December, because there's lots to look back on. Yeah. And also, of course, once you've done the looking back, you can then do the post looking forward at next year. And I would say as well, I think, it's a nice time to reflect on the progress we've made and the wins, but also when we think about the role that we want next year, the kind of year we want next year, where we want growth, where we want progress, where do we want to be this time next year, it's a good time to kind of, get a nice hot coffee and get the fire on high and just kind of relax and think into that future vision of where you want to be. And of course, that's all great content as well.
It is great content. I'll come to Malcolm's comment in a second, just going back to future pacing your future. So there is a thing in NLP, in neuro-linguistic programming, about future pacing. And your brain loves to be future paced, because what it does is it gives it some certainty, which a human brain loves, about what's coming in the next 12 months. And for those of us who don't believe in a vision, I'm not saying it's me, I do very much, don't believe in a vision, don't believe in, maybe you do for your work or your business, but you don't think about it for yourself, you're missing a trick. Because whilst your brain doesn't know what you're trying to achieve in 12 months' time, it's not helping you set up for success. So your vision is kind of so expanded, because you don't really know what it is you're looking for. And this has a knock-on effect into how well you can do. So if you narrow your vision into what I want to achieve, or how I'm going to be, what sort of success I'll have had in 12 months' time, you can then figure out, what do I need to do about it? But also you're more aware of when you hit it, which means you can then share it.
Yeah.
Because often we get to the end, especially right now, it's end of year season, end of year reviews for a lot of people. And I know people have different ends of years, but there's a lot that finish in December. And they look back and go, well, I don't know what I've done. Well, for a start, they didn't know what they were really trying to achieve and haven't had the conversations with their leaders or the leaders' leaders to say, this is what I want to achieve in 12 months' time. Therefore, it hasn't been discussed. There hasn't been an agreement whether it's even possible. And suddenly there's a surprise when you get to the end of the year, you don't get the bonus that you wanted or the pay rise that you wanted. Well, actually, you set that up yourself by not having clarity. So really important to have clarity. It is a nice thing to do, but it's also a really good, viable thing to do for success.
But it's absolutely essential. If I was kind of to start a new role, I'd be looking at, okay, what is the business strategy for the year? What do we want to achieve? Okay, what is the marketing strategy that's going to support that and make that happen? And then to kind of put that into a plan. And then you roll it back then, of course. So what do I need to do each month? And so what do I need to do each week to make sure that we're going to deliver that plan? And so if you think about that for your own life, if you don't have a plan and you don't know where you're going, then how do you know if in a month you made any progress on?
Yeah, and if you know, a lot of people, we talk about helping you when you've got hired, so helping you stay hired. One of the biggest reasons people's hires go wrong is because there is no clarity on either side as to what you're supposed to be doing. No one checks in, no one insists on the one-to-ones. The leader doesn't, for some reason, put their head above the parapet and say, let me tell you what I've been doing. So again, when it comes to the end of year, you've missed all of these opportunities to have those conversations to help your leaders who are going to promote you, give you a pay rise, give you bonus, whatever it is, or give you your rating for that year. You've missed all those opportunities to remind them how valuable you are. And it may be too late because someone else might have already done that, in which case you're already down the ladder. So really important to do it. Malcolm says there are a lot of supposed US-based users that are trying to get LinkedIn users to email their CVs to Gmail accounts to be considered for roles. Most of these are fake. I was nearly caught out by a user whose profile said they were based in Slovakia.
Yeah, I've had exactly the same last week.
Why do they want access to your details though? What's the purpose?
I don't know, and I asked because I got quite a few of these, and yeah, so they might. If it was via LinkedIn, I kind of found out they only had 2 followers. They were kind of fake accounts.
Yeah.
I got quite a few by email. And again, and it's only, Gmail doesn't show you their email address. It just gives you their name. And so you've got to click to see, okay, who actually has sent this?
Yeah.
And then it comes, it's a bizarre address and it's a Gmail. So you think, no. You do have to be very, very wary. And all I can think of is it's some kind of data mining. Because these companies then sell your data on.
Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it's a no to that. So Malcolm does do gratitude notices, posts, I presume. I like to give something to those who support me. A number of recruiters have been good to me, and although I didn't get an interview, they bothered to establish a rapport with me. Yeah, and I think it's really important, whether it's a recruiter, it could be somebody you've had an interview with that you didn't end up getting a job with. It could be, but it was a great conversation and really enjoyed meeting. Anything. I think something really nice happens when we show gratitude. The person reading it feels gratitude. The person who's receiving it, as in the person you're talking about, feels gratitude, and that just spreads. And I'm not, I've said this before, I'm not a sort of like woohoo hippie chicky by any stretch, but I do know the power of spreading goodwill. And you know what? It's the month of goodwill, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So yeah, it's the month of goodwill. So think about who can you write a reference for?
Yes.
And then who can you ask to write a reference for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Great idea. Absolutely great idea. And I know we're up to time, but thinking about all the things that you can possibly do to help yourself is, do you have enough recommendations on your LinkedIn profile? Because if recruiters are, or in-house recruiters or potential hiring managers are looking at LinkedIn, they will look at your references and they do pack an absolute punch. I've just got an absolute corker from somebody that just literally a 2-hour session we did, a strategy session. It was amazing, and it made me feel amazing to know that I've done such a good job for this person. But then whoever reads that will go, wow, I could have that too. So thank you, Randall.
I need to, yeah, and that's another icky thing, isn't it? That it's asking for references because
Always ask. Always
I'm
ask.
terrible. I'm terrible.
People tend to really want to help you. And the thing is, asking at the right time. So for me, it's relatively simple. It's just to remember when I've done a good job and we've had a good experience in a client session, I can ask for a reference. For you, you're out of work now. For others are out of work. It might feel a little bit more icky. And not everybody will do it, but some people will.
Yeah.
And what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to ignore you. That's
Yeah.
it. All right, our time is up. We will be back next week. All being well, technical wise, should be fine. It's all working now. It's all good. But yeah, we'll be back next week. So do let us know how you're getting on. If you've got any questions between now and next week, or you're watching this on catch up and thinking, oh, I wish I had been there to ask this, just put it down in the comments in this post or send them to myself or Vanessa and we'll answer them next time. But until then, get visible, keep that mindset in the right place, and go forth and find yourself the job of your dreams.
Fabulous. Yeah. Have a good week, everyone. See you next
Take
week.
care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.